So today we're going to be taking a look at the 2016 Nissan Rogue S. So let's not waste any more time and get to it. Now the 2016 Nissan Rogue S that we're taking a look at is a model year update from 2014 and 2015. So there's not too many major redesigns here. So the body style, the headlights, the tail lights, pretty much everything is going to be the same from the 2014 and 15 model year. There's slight improvements, slight changes here and there, but overall it's not a big deal. So we're going to go over what standard features are here with Nissan Rogue, what has kind of changed overall. One minor thing to notice is, of course, the door handles that we're seeing, as you can see, are darkened. So these are actually not chrome anymore on the base model S. There's now an appearance package that will make them chrome, add a roof rack and tinted windows as well. But aside from that, like I said, there's not too many differentiating features on the outside. And even from the SV, there's not going to be too much changes. But we're just going to take a quick walk around view of the Nissan Rogue before we get into all of the features that it offers. The Nissan Rogue does come, of course, with front wheel drive, but available all-wheel drive as well. Now the Nissan Rogue S is going to give you hubcaps. So if you want alloy wheels, the Nissan Rogue offers alloy wheels in the SV trim level and a more attractive alloy wheel design in the SL model. One thing to pay attention to as well, the side mirrors now are still foldable but no longer feature a turning signal light. That is available on SL and SV models, not available on the S model that we're looking at right now without an appearance package. Now on the front, the Nissan Rogue still incorporates some of Nissan's key features. Of course, the Boomerang Headlights. The Nissan Rogue, of course, does offer standard LED running lights. So as long as the vehicle is on, you will have these nice LED daytime running lights. So they're going to be always on in the daytime and the nighttime, even when you have your headlights on. It gives a really attractive design. Now, of course, another thing that I was mentioning, the V-Motion grille from Nissan. So that is, again, a corporate design language that all of Nissan vehicles are incorporating. And of course, here we have it here on the Nissan Rogue S. So just going to take one final look around. We are going to move into the inside of the Nissan Rogue and discuss what changes are here. Going to give kind of a brief rundown. The Nissan Rogue does feature the 2.5 liter engine available in the Nissan Altima with 170 horsepower here. Now, speaking of the engine, again, it remains unrevised from the 2014 and 2015 model year. It's still going to be the same 2.5 liter that you can find in the Altima, of course, with the little tweaks here and there to make it fit into the Nissan Rogue. Now, power, you're going to get 170 horsepower, 175 foot-pounds of torque. So definitely peppy. Now, the good thing about this engine is that, of course, you get 33 miles to the gallon on the Nissan Rogue. So it's actually class leading. And as far as maintenance and everything, it's a very low maintenance engine. Yeah, we're going to turn it on just so you have a feel of how it sounds. Now, this is a cold start. As you can see, the Nissan Rogue is actually relatively quiet. It doesn't make too much noise, too much sound here and there. It's actually surprisingly quiet for a vehicle, for an engine of its size, actually. The Nissan Rogue S really represents a solid, good step forward in the Nissan Rogue, or Nissan in general, design language, as it was changed back in 2013 when we had the previous style model Rogue. When the 2014 came out, it's really made the Nissan Rogue kind of give it more of a statement. And you know, that still holds true in 2016. So the design again has remained unchanged, but the vehicle is still as attractive as it was when it came out back in 2014. So just something to keep in mind. The beauty not only comes out from the outside, but as we move right now to the interior, you're going to see there's really a lot to see in the Nissan Rogue. Now, this, of course, like I mentioned, is the S model. So there's not going to be too many fancy bells and whistles stuff here and there. Now, coming here to the door handle, and again, this is a more affordable model, but you still have nice leather here at the side. So it has a lot of really nice touches to it. So leather here on the sides, a really soft touch armrest. So like wherever your armrest, the window was down, or just anywhere that you're going to touch, the Nissan Rogue, going to be really high quality materials. Even here up on the dashboard, it's a nice soft touch. So there's really not a lot of hard plastics in the Nissan Rogue. Even stuff like where you would, again, rest your arm here for the passenger and the driver, it is again leather. So really attractive design. I mean, that's really something that I can't emphasize enough with the Nissan Rogue S. It's going to offer a lot of standard features that, you know, most vehicles in this class probably will not offer. Now this is straight from the delivery truck, so again there's going to be a lot of plastic wrapping and everything. It's going to be a little bit dirty, but just to give you a good idea of what and how it looks like in the Nissan Rogue. So the Nissan Rogue S and then the upgraded model SV will still give you the same cloth seating as what we're seeing right now, but these are NASA inspired cloth seats, so very, very comfortable in the Nissan Rogue. So comfort, again, something that really can't be emphasized too much. I mean, just taking a look at the design of the interior, it looks like some of a more like high quality vehicle, but you know, it's not. You would it looks kind of like a luxury interior. Now moving on to the seat of the Nissan Rogue, as you can see, it's manually adjusting. So if you put the seat up here, put the seat down here, and this is going to adjust the back. Now the Nissan Rogue does have available power seating, but we're going to see that in the SV model and up once we get there. Now moving on to the interior, as you can see, really quiet, barely makes any noise at all. When it comes to the dashboard and what the driver sees, you have what Nissan calls a driver assist display. So it debuted first on the Nissan Altima 2013. Now on the 2016 model Nissan Rogue, what we're going to see, again, it's controllable by these two buttons here. So one will advance the screen, one will go back if you went too far. So what we're seeing here is going to show you the fuel economy. So as we're driving, it's going to adjust and show you the instant miles per gallon. So it's going to kind of train you in a way to be a little bit more fuel efficient. As we keep going, it'll let you know what radio station we're on, what song's playing. So really cool information there, so you're not distracted looking at the radio as you're driving. You get that information there at your fingertips. Now if we keep going, the next screen is going to show your tire pressure. So now that's one really important screen in the Nissan Rogue. So if a tire is low, it actually shows you the tire individual tire pressure. So if the front left tire is going to be low, it'll actually show you right there that the front left tire is low and how much air pressure you need. So definitely something convenient to have. Moving on, one of them is just a picture of the car. That's not going to show too much information, just, you know, it looks nice and it's there if you want it to be there. Now it's a warning, so anytime you have a little warning, so let's say you're low on fuel, need to do maintenance, anything like that, or even if you leave a door open, you're going to see that little hazard light turn on. Now if you go back to the warning screen, you're going to see now your warnings are there. So anytime you see that little hazard light turn on, you can always see what the warning is with the Nissan Rogue. You have a couple settings that you can tweak there. So you could change the color of the Rogue that we saw here, adjust the tire pressure. So just some basic information settings that you want to change with the Nissan Rogue. And then we go to the beginning screen, which is the gas mileage. So you do have, of course, an analog meter there, but if you want something a little bit more digital, if you want to know how many miles are left estimated, so it'll let you know how many miles are left until the tank's empty. So if you're paying attention, we have 79 miles left until the Nissan Rogue needs to fill up again. It's going to show you average speed, and then just you're going to alternate through some of the same screens. And again, if you go too far, you can always go back here. Tachometer and speedometer there on the left and the right side. Now here at the bottom, we have really cool buttons with the Nissan Rogue. So as you can see in here, we have Eco and Sport. This of course is your VDC, so it's always best to leave that one on. If you ever turn that one off, it'll show right there. VDC is going to make sure that your vehicle stays in control no matter what. So if you're braking and you still need to turn the wheel, or it'll just pretty much it'll prevent the vehicle from sliding anywhere. Now speaking of, again, going back to the two buttons that we see here, as you can see, Eco, what it's going to do, it's going to adjust the way the air conditioning responds. So it's going to draw a little bit less power. It's going to dull a little bit the accelerator, so it's not going to accelerate as fast. The engine's going to work a little bit different with the transmission and everything. So it's going to take off a little bit slower, but it's going to get you way better gas mileage. Now when we go here to the Sport button, so As you can see, if I turn on Sport or turn on Eco, the appropriate light turns on the dashboard. Now, what Sport's going to do, it's going to unleash all the power of the engine. Now, you're not going to be as fuel efficient as normal or Eco, but you're going to get all the power the engine has to offer. So it's going to accelerate a little bit more aggressively. The CVT is going to start being some really good shift points. So now, again, it's going to promote acceleration and promote power, but of course at the cost of fuel efficiency. So it's not going to be a drastic change in fuel efficiency, but something like that you might gonna notice, definitely gonna notice actually. Now, cool thing with the Nissan Rogue is that you have your audio controls, steering wheel, and Bluetooth controls here on the steering wheel. So again, we can actually alternate the radio station. So any radio stations that are saved, we can actually change that from right over here. So as I push a button, it's going to change the radio presets, change the source, so AM, FM, all that good stuff. Going to changing here, and then the volume. Of course, you can put the volume up or volume down from the steering wheel. Now, I know it's very, very convenient to have. Now, moving here to the right side, what we have, well, obviously cruise control button, so you can turn on the cruise control, turn it off, and set your speed there. We have Bluetooth control, so you can answer the phone call, do a couple voice commands, and then end the phone call there, or cancel a voice command. I think one, you have your, of course, power adjustable side mirrors. So even on the basic model, you still have power windows and power side mirrors, and then of course power door locking and unlocking. So offers actually pretty nice features. And again, this dashboard that we're looking at, soft touch. So really no hard plastics anywhere in the Nissan Rogue. Now, moving on to a key thing with the Nissan Rogue, so it's an entertainment system. So even on the basic model, the Nissan Rogue S, which we're looking at, you still have really nice features, which of course you have AM, FM, you have XM satellite radio. So if you have satellite radio, you get three free months with Nissan, and then you can continue your subscription. You have media. So now what the media button does is, if you pay attention down here, we have your USB and auxiliary port. So you can plug in something like an iPod, a USB, or even a different sort of phone. Plug it in there, or through auxiliary if you decide. If you plug it into USB, you can of course charge it at the same time. Now moving up here, so we're gonna toggle through auxiliary to CD. Of course, this car does have CD. You have USB and Bluetooth audio. So once you connect your phone to Bluetooth, you can actually play music through Bluetooth as well. So it's one really cool feature to have in the Nissan Rogue. So again, all you have to do is just have a Bluetooth enabled phone, and you play a song on it. You open up your Pandora app, you open up YouTube or any app that's going to play audio, even something like a phone call. You go to media, Bluetooth audio is going to come up, and you can just play your music wirelessly without having to connect any wires. Now, one button that you do see here on the Nissan Rogue S is of course your apps. So the Nissan Rogue comes with Nissan Connect and Nissan Connect apps. So now, the cool thing with Nissan Connect, it lets you interact with the vehicle in a whole different way. So there's no need to reach for your phone and open Pandora anymore. The Nissan Connect apps will actually do it for you. Click the apps button, click the app that you want to work with on your phone, and it will actually open it up here. So at the moment, there's a couple apps that are compatible with Nissan Connect. Of course, over time, Nissan is going to start adding more and more apps. Some of the good apps, or some of the main apps that Nissan Connect has available is, of course, well, we do have Pandora. You have Nissan iHeartRadio. You have Facebook, Twitter, which of course, you're not recommended to use that when you're driving, but you can check in places and stuff like that. So definitely something nice to have. You have your standard AC controls, which is going to control the fan, control the temperature here, and then you control whether how you want it to hit you, the AC, whether to your head, your feet, or the defroster for the windshield, and then the defroster for the rear windshield, and then circulation or no circulation of the air. Yeah, just gonna take one quick look at the passenger side, see how everything looks here. You have, of course, your sunglass holder, so you can hold your sunglasses right there. You have nice LED lights all around the vehicle. So these look like little small bulbs, but they're actually really bright. Now, speaking of the audio system with the Nissan Rogue, there's a couple things to point out and to keep in mind. as soon as you put the Nissan Rogue in reverse, the audio screen also doubles as a backup camera. So of course the advantage with the backup camera in the Nissan Rogue is that you can get really close to a vehicle right behind you and not hit it. Or it'll help you with parallel parking, reversing in general, just parking in general. It's actually really helpful. As you can see everything that's behind you and at a distance. So green is about a car's length away, so you still have a lot of distance between there. Yellow, you're getting a little bit closer, and then red is actually going to be a couple inches away, something that you're about to hit. And then of course here at the bottom, what we're seeing is the bumper of the Nissan Rogue. So as I start approaching the vehicle behind me, I see that the vehicle starts getting into my zones. Now red is where you should technically stop so you don't get too close, but as you can see, we can still get a little bit closer and then not hit the vehicle behind us. So definitely advantage of having, of course, a backup camera with the Nissan Rogue. So it helps driving and everything like that. So definitely very comfortable to have. Now, one thing to point out with the Nissan Rogue, to turn it on, what it does feature, the Nissan Rogue has a regular key. So you can turn it on with a kind of a switchblade key. All you have to do is press a button. The Nissan Rogue's key will fly open, so at the nighttime somebody's coming behind you. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, the Nissan Rogue key is actually resembles a lot of what an intelligent key looks like. So just for comparison, we're gonna have the Nissan Rogue key right there, and we're gonna put it right next to of course, an intelligent key. As you can see, it's very clear that, you know, the design is really influenced from a Nissan intelligent key, of course. But in this one, yes, it's not intelligent key, it's not push to start, it has a regular key, but you still have a lot of the same options. So you can, of course, unlock the car, lock the car straight from the key here. So lock, unlock. Of course, you do have an alarm system with a Nissan Rogue, but when it comes to getting inside of the Nissan Rogue, you just have to, of course, switch it on, turn on the key, and you're good to go. Now we're going to be moving on to the back of the Nissan Rogue, as you can see here. So Nissan doesn't actually cheap out here in the back, so you still have nice leather here for the armrest of the rear passengers. Now as we step inside of the Nissan Rogue, so even with the driver's seat set to about my height, I'm pretty close to 6 feet, I still have a lot of legroom here in the back, so I'm definitely very comfortable here. Again, Nissan Rogue doesn't forget about the back passengers, as you do have working AC vents here in the back, so you know, something to keep in mind. So the AC is really going to travel all around the vehicle. So in the front, you can see there you have a lot of vents, and then here in the back you also have some vents for the rear passengers. And again, it's really comfortable. Has adjustable seating here in the back. So these seats are a little bit more forward, but there's a lever on both sides of the Nissan Rogue, so you can actually adjust it down, fold it down, or just do whatever you really, however you feel comfortable in the Nissan Rogue. You have, of course, the armrest here. So if you pull this little lever here and push it down, now you have the armrest with 2 cup holders in there. So if you're gonna sit another person, of course you can sit another person, or you can use your cup holders here at the bottom, a couple there. So that's one thing with Nissan, you pretty much have cup holders everywhere. As you can see, 2 in the middle, 2 in the sides there, and then a couple here. So overall, you have a really, like, if you have a lot of thirst, you really have your way to go here. You have a lot of cup holders in the Nissan Rogue. Now again, as far as comfort is concerned, you still have, again, nice high quality cloth seats, very plush, very comfortable. Now moving on to from the back seats to the back of the Nissan Rogue, when it comes to cargo space, you definitely have a lot of it. So opening up the Nissan Rogue, as you can see, it has adjustable foldable seats, so you can fold the seats forward and have more trunk space, but even then you don't really need to. So it has what Nissan calls a divide and hide, so it's adjustable. You can maneuver it any different way. You can, of course, lower this if you want to put this floor. You can actually do it with one hand, put one level, or put one at a different height, which is what I'm going to do right now. So you can put a couple shelves up here, have a hidden compartment there, close it up if you decide to. So again, there's many configurations that you have with the Nissan Rogue S. So again, that's the Nissan Rogue Divide and Hide. You have, of course, the accessory port. So if you want to attach a visor for here in the back, so when you close the trunk, you won't be able to see anything. Of course, you can do that as well. But again, as far as cargo space, you definitely have a lot of it in the Nissan Rogue. Now, this has been a quick look at the 2016 Nissan Rogue S.